Hi guys, my name is Nosi. I'm a South African. I live and work in England. Today I'm about to share a story time I haven't shared for a while. It is not my story time, but one day I'm going to let you know what is common between this story time and my own story time. I will tell you, but keep listening. And as I say that, always look on the bright side of life. So, this story, um, someone asked me to tell it on her behalf. By the way, I am a book writer. One day I'm going to share with you my book, which is my life experience, and other books that I've shared about women in general and about children. I'm an activist for women and children in my own right. So here is the story. This young woman went to study in a university in the Eastern Cape in South Africa. I'm not going to mention the university. So she says, life was good at university. She made friends, and she was from a province outside the Eastern Cape. But the University of Fort Hare is good in certain courses like agriculture. So she went to study there. You will also know that some students are go and study at Fort Hare, like from Zimbabwe and other countries. So and the okay, I've already mentioned the University of Fort Hare. I said I wasn't gonna mention anyway. You don't know who I'm talking about. So this lady says, as life went on, she met this wonderful guy, and he was polite, he was handsome, he talked nicely, he talked soft, and he knew how to treat a woman. So every woman would be attracted to a man like that. So what happened was that they fell in love, and every year this guy would meet her. You know, the lady was very organized to an extent that before the university closes, she would go and collect everything that she would need for the year and take it to university before before the school holidays end. That's how organized she was, and the lady was beautiful and calm and organized. So this guy persuaded her to have a relationship with her. Lady agreed ultimately because the guy was convincing, and they were in love to an extent that every year when this lady would collect all her belongings and take them to the university before the university opens, this guy would be available to help her, would avail his transport. They were like this, they were close. Morgel was madly in love with her, and as the years went by, he even promised to marry her. They were from different tribes. He was Zulu, she was Sotho. And the love story continues this way. He was even promising to marry her. And again, who wouldn't want to marry a nice guy like him? If you know, you know. So, handsome, successful, because the Umo guy had already been working, so he was going there to get his honors degree, and he was on study leave, if you know what I mean. So what happened was that Morgel discovered one day that the guy that has promised her marriage is already married, and he was hiding it to her, and he managed to hide it for 5 years, 5 full years. The girl went to depression because the guy was calculating his move all the time. He used to remove the ring, and he never gave her suspicions that he was married. It turns out that he left Mughal at the university and went to marry and came back and pretended as if he's single, and life went on. Mughal went to depression when she heard this. She almost left the university. Because she was well-mannered and disciplined, she didn't say a word. The only thing she told the guy was that, don't ever do this to any other woman, because another woman would harm you. Women would harm you, would bewitch you. And we can't run away from the fact that some women, when you hurt them, they fight back. So, the guy was hit hard by those words to an extent that he attempted to marry Mughal. He sort of introduced her to the new wife. He took her to church because he was very sorry for what he has done. His first wife sort of listened to his story and sort of sympathized with Mughal and would have accommodated the lady as a second wife, hearing that the guy lied to her. The worst part was that this was not the last lie that the guy was going to tell. I'm gonna tell you again about him because I met him 1 year in the plane, and he pretended again to be single. Mughal entertained the polygamy suggestion for years, but at some point she chose herself. Choosing herself meant that she told the guy to move on, to continue being married, because the guy was telling her that he's Roman Catholic and divorce is not acceptable in Roman Catholic Church. But again, his intention was not to divorce the first wife. He was mischievous. He wanted 2 wives. He wanted not to be faithful in his marriage, but now had to use polygamy to get out of this situation. I don't know what to say to you girls to tell you to prevent this kind of a lie. I know that some guys are lied to by women. As I said now, I've stopped defending women because I've learned the harsh way that women can be ruthless also, or can be cruel also. But not all women are cruel and not all men are cruel. But I don't know what this girl would have done to prevent this kind of hurt from happening. Because when these kinds of things happen, they strike you badly to an extent that you might even give up on your studies. You might even pack your bags and leave because you can't look into this person, and depression is real. I'm going to appeal to our brothers. At least be honest and give a lady a chance to make a choice instead of coming into her life by lies, because you are hurting her and you are also hurting your wife. And most men still do that. They would keep you for 5 years, they would make you pregnant, they would start dowry negotiations only to find out they know that they are already married. I don't know how we can protect ourselves from this, but the lady chose herself and walked away from the whole situation. It took her years to heal, but she stopped trusting men from that incident. Uh, if you know you have a story like this, comment it, share it in the comment section, and I can tell it for you. And I'm gonna make a follow-up story to this because I ended up meeting the guy on the plane, and I suffered a similar story to this, but it was told differently. It means this guy was a pathological liar and a player and a soft talker who deceives women. Guys, I've come to the end of my story. I hope you learned something from it. Take care of yourself and always look on the bright side of life. Remember, tough times never last, but tough people do last. So go out there, keep going, keep fighting. I love you. Bye.